Did you miss us? Welcome to the preview of Series 2 of the Hidden London Hangouts. My name's Alex Grundon, welcome. Series 1 was a really interesting thing for us. Lockdown was right in the middle of the world. It was ridiculous. And we created something really quite unique and special. And we answered some of the big questions that people have never been able to answer about the London Underground, thanks to you. Well, Series 2 is now on its way, and it's bigger, brighter, and better than Series 1, and we are so excited to tell you all about it. I don't do this on my own. I've got three amazing people from the London Transport Museum to help me, and the old team is back for Series 2. So first of all, hello to Chris Nix from the London Transport Museum, sporting no beard and an all-inclusive wristband. Where have you been, Chris?
Hi Alex, cheers. I've been away for a little bit. It's been too long, hasn't it? It's great to be back.
It's absolutely too late to be too long to be back, and yeah, I'm drinking water as well in that special Johnston mug. Siddy Holloway, looking gorgeous as well. Has your summer been all right?
Yeah, it's been a really beautiful summer, hasn't it? It's been so warm and lovely, a bit too warm over the last few days, but so excited to be back and to really delve into season 2 with you guys.
Fantastic. And our mother of the team, Laura Hilton Brown, currently sporting quite a lot of plasters after being, I think, Miss Bump.
Yeah, I managed to survive the whole of lockdown with my kids with no injury, and then went camping for one weekend and managed to slice my finger. Very clumsy. But good to be back. And Alex, how are you?
You know what? It's been a really interesting few weeks because I did manage to get my final copy of Rails Through the Clay from Amazon. This is a completely out of print book, and I'm so delighted I've got this. So I've been leafing through that and thinking about some of the amazing things that we've got for Series 2, which we want to tell you about now, because we've got some wild ideas. Lockdown is easing, so we can get out a bit more and see more stuff on your behalf. And we want to tell you about some other bits and bobs too. And the first thing I wanted to tell you about, and I'm hugely excited about this, it's a place I've never been before. In Series 2, we're going to go to Brompton Road Tube Station. Now, there are some virtual tours available for this as well. Chris, Brompton Road, an amazing place to visit, isn't it?
It is, Alex. Yeah, we've been working away during lockdown on creating virtual tours, and Brompton Road has proved to be a very popular one of those. It's hidden away on the Piccadilly line. It served as a bit of a prototype for Down Street, if you remember that tale in season 1 of the Hangouts. And it's so hard to get to. You can only get to it by travelling in driver's cab and detraining into the station. So it's firmly off limits for a physical tour, but a fascinating place to go and explore virtually.
One of the technical terms that we're going to teach you throughout this is detraining. This isn't where people take away your skills. This is where you get off a train. Detraining, get it? Also, so this is really cool. Really pleased to be going to Brompton Road. Also, Siddy, we're going to be going where this came from. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but this is London clay from King William Street Station. This was Chris Nix gave me many moons ago.
Yeah, that is
around the very first deep level tube station.
Yeah, oh gosh, King William Street is honestly one of my favorite places I've ever been on the Underground. So first disused tube station, closed in 1900. It is something of an urban legend, that station. Super difficult to get to. Chris and I have been lucky enough to go there a few times, take lots of photographs, and obviously write a chapter about it in the book. But now we get to sort of take people there in a more grander scale and really explain to them that place. So I can't wait to show you. It's really amazing.
And I love the fact that you guys have been working on these virtual tours, which means basically now that anyone from Alperton to Azerbaijan can go and sit at their computer and visit the places that we enthuse about. I think it's absolutely amazing that lockdown has brought about this kind of complete change in technological thought.
It's been really brilliant, actually. And you know, when we did the first premiere ones, we had people from Toronto, Singapore. We even had a person from California on our 11 o'clock tour in the morning, which meant that she was getting up at 3 a.m. to join us. So it's so fun that we're also able to connect with these people and you know, actually talk to them face to face through Zoom. So it's a really exciting project that we can't wait to launch.
It's fantastic. And many moons ago, when I was not involved with this at all, my goodness, this was just a figment of my dreams. I attended Aldwych Tube Station, and there were actors, and there was beautiful tube stations to look at, and there were trains and things like that. Well, Clapham South, if you remember, the deep level shelter that's part of that tube station down there. There's plans to change the tour around there. So we're going to have a bit of a sneak preview of that as well. I think, Laura, we should call that Clapham South The Revenge. What do you think?
Absolutely. I'm going to tell our marketing team that we have the title already and working for them. We've been really lucky. We got to go, we adorned our face masks and we did a socially distanced site visit down at Clapham. I think it was a couple of weeks ago now. But I hope you all remember from season 1 that we did a rather exciting episode about Clapham. Well, we all got rather excited. We got dressed up. And it was a little bit of a nod towards what we have always really wanted to do at Clapham. It's such a lovely, vast, exciting venue. And we're keeping everything crossed, bandaged finger included. We're keeping everything crossed that Corona related, we're going to be able to open up that site soon, and we're going to offer something quite exciting. Chris has eBayed his way around the nation with his unfortunate but lovely wife Helen, and purchased many products and artifacts so that we can set dress. Siddy is working really hard on making the tour nice and interactive, and we might hopefully have some actors as well. So everybody keep everything crossed that we can bring you that tour. And yeah, we're going to bring you a hangout of how behind the scenes we make that tour as well. So really excited about that. Should be good.
We're going down there, aren't we? We're going to go as a four.
I know.
And actually go and look at this place, and I can touch things. My goodness, this is so exciting. Very, very exciting. You mentioned series 1, and actually now's a great time to remind you of a little bit of administration that we didn't sort out earlier on. And this was the winner of the competition from episode 7. Now you'll remember this was a very, very unique episode in the series because it was just me and Chris and 2 guests, and it was talking about moquette, the fabric that we sit on every time we get on a tube train. It's this kind of stuff. You know exactly what I'm talking about. This is Barman, the beautiful fabric with symbols of London woven into it. And we asked a question with a huge prize, actually. And what is up for grabs is a series of the sets of socks. These are tube design socks, okay? There's obviously a unmatched pair from when I decided I was going to do something a little bit crazy with my attire. We had the book of Seats of London, and we're also giving away a cushion this size in Barman, okay? That. Chris, it was an exciting competition, wasn't it?
It was, Alex, yeah. It was a great prize fund, and it was a really simple question that we asked, which was, moquette is a French word, what does it mean in English? And I know you know the answer. The question is, how many of our viewers did? The answer is quite a few. We had a good set of entries, and Gillian was the lucky winner who knew that it was the French word for carpet. So well done to Gillian, and do enjoy that marvellous set of prizes.
I love that. In any competition I've ever done on the telly and the radio, we always say where that person's from. Gillian from blah, blah, blah. But the London Transport Museum does everything differently. I have learnt that over series 1. And so you're Gillian, wherever you are. I don't know where you are, what you're doing, or what you're sitting on. I hope you're sitting on the cushion. Do me a favour and enjoy those prizes and keep entering the competitions that are going to come in series 2. Back to the preview of series 2. And Laura, I'm back with you because one of the things that I didn't realise you were quite so fascinated as you are. You know that I'm a complete geek, so it comes as no surprise that things like this are of great interest to me. It's all right, don't worry, I didn't nick it. This is one that I bought, and it is a fantastic mimic tile from one of the tube stations. I also was bought this, which is just the best book in the world. And this was, I don't even know if this is still in print, but it's Tiles the Unexpected, and it is an absolutely weighty tome, which shows all of the wonderful tile designs on the London Underground. I didn't realise you were a big fan, Laura.
Well, I kind of blame you and Chris a little bit each for this, like equally, I reckon. When I first started at the museum, I didn't know anything about tiles. I didn't know anything about moquette either. And I now have a favourite of each. And Chris has taught me about glass tiles, didn't know anything about that. So when you did the moquette episode, I know a lot of the viewers really found that a lovely episode. You know, the fabric, the colour, the design, the weave, everything about it. So why not do a tile episode in series 2 and talk about exactly the same thing, and hopefully be as exciting.
And of course, Chris Nick's always upstages as we talk about tiles and fling around a couple of books, but Chris has got the real thing right in front of him, haven't you?
Hi there, Alex. Yeah, I just have to put on the Mickey Mouse gloves for this next bit.
Very by the way. What are you putting gloves on for?
Because I have here a real tile. This one's from Down Street, and they're amazing things when you see them up close. Beautiful glaze. This one's in for repair, so that's got to have a little bit of work done before it goes in the collection. And look, you can see on the back the amazing keystoning that helps hold it on the wall. So we'll take a look at the ones that we've got in the collection in the series as well. And that colour, by the way, is something which you see on a number of the stations that we'll be covering in season 2. Down Street is very similar to the colour at York Road and also at Holborn. So yeah, more of that in the season.
Fantastic. And actually one of the places we're going to go to is the Museum Depot in Acton. And in one of the locked vaults down there, there are cabinets, drawers and drawers and drawers of old tiles from disused stations, aren't there, Siddy?
Yeah, there are. I mean, we've always said that the depot is like a treasure trove, honestly. It's just got just rooms and rooms and rooms full of all sorts of things that people can't even imagine that have been, you know, collected over the years. There's even a bit of an old cake from the 70s, but we'll probably get to that in the episode. I won't spoil that any further than it already is. But yeah, I mean, there are you know, countless posters there. Obviously, all the vehicles, the signs. We've got the small object store, so it's going to be a real treat to take people through some of that stuff, and I can't wait to show you guys.
Fantastic. So a bit of old cake, maybe a pot of coffee, and we'll take Laura down to loads of places where they can have a look at tiles. Does that sound okay, Laura?
I am totally up for that.
Fantastic. And one of the other places we're going to go to is somewhere that Chris took me on one of our first mandates. It was down to Holborn Kingsway, platform number 5, I think it is, the one that used to take you down to Aldwych. The tilework is a beautiful checkerboard of that red. There's pale blue and there's white in there. And we're going to actually go down onto the platform of that amazing history artifact time capsule. We're going to be there. We're going to have a look at a little bit more at Aldwych as well, aren't we, Chris?
Yeah, we felt Aldwych was a little bit short-changed because it was our first episode. We didn't even get the Aldwych card out for the roundel behind me on that episode. So yeah, we've got more to give on Aldwych and Holborn and that story between the two.
We've got so much more to give in series 2. One of the other places we're going to go to, if you've got the Hidden London book, you'll know that there is a beautiful, beautiful station at York Road, which is really another time capsule, completely closed off and looks stunning. And Laura and I particularly are looking forward to having a bit of a nose round their city as well.
Oh my God, I can't wait for you guys to see that station. I mean, when we went there to take some photos for the book, and honestly didn't really expect very much. People had kind of told us like, oh, there's nothing there really, there's a couple of tiles, nothing more. And we walked through the door and it's just like lift shaft, tiles, old toilets, massive fan, like almost everything that we love in a Hidden London station. So you guys are going to be blown away.
I love an old bog. Love an old bog. It'll be fantastic. So we can bring a bit of old dirty cake down there as well. That's going to be fantastic. A huge fan of trains, and there's no real end to how sad I am. And one of the things I really love about London's transport is the history of the trains. And the museum has a 1938 stop train, called that because it came into service in 1938. And those trains are currently running on the Isle of Wight, down the little railway line that operates there. And I'm going there to have a look at those trains as they come out of service. And we're going to do a bit of a under the bonnet look at what it's like to be part of the history of trains. And we'll have a look on that train as well. The first London Underground train, you know, which didn't have an engine compartment in the train itself. All the gubbins were under the floor, which meant there was more space for people to sit. How sad am I? This is ridiculous. But also, if we're talking about trains, we really ought to talk about buses, Siddy, which is another one of your favourite subjects, isn't it?
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah. Let's try again. Chris, buses aren't they?
Yes, buses are fantastic, Alex, and we've had quite a few of our viewers ask if we could do a special on buses, and the answer is yes. We haven't quite decided which one to feature yet, but we'll pick out a good one, or maybe a few.
I mean, I must say, I do love a route master.
Can we possibly talk about the Route Master? It is the iconic bus of London. I love this. We're all just sitting in the room. It's like, this is the elephant in the room. We have to talk about the Route Master. Chris, it's got to be the Route Master.
Maybe. We'll decide.
Maybe. We hope so too. So we'll do the bus special, and then Laura, we will go and have a look at the sign store and everything else in the Acton depot, won't we?
Absolutely. As Siddy said, the depot is a little treasure trove, and I thought I'd be underwhelmed the first time I went there. How wrong was I? It really is super cool. And I think season 2 is just going to be each week an explosion of something new. And I just hope everyone out there is going to be as excited as we are about it.
Brilliant stuff. And of course, as part of series 2, we'll be answering your questions, your queries and your thoughts on the London Underground. Any question that you've had, notes, queries, questions, we want to hear from you. You can either drop a question right beneath this video now and we'll see it, or you can find us on Instagram. I'm Alex Grundon, there's Chris Nix, there's Siddy Holloway, and there's also at LT Museum that you can follow as well. And we did have one question actually from one of our regulars, Andy J. Boo, Chris, who said, do you think that the Scrabble will be back in series 2 to give the kids an explanation of how you spell things like tripcock and grinder train?
Yeah, hang on. Let me answer that this way.
Oh.
Yeah. I love it. So we've got loads to come in series 2. We cannot wait to bring it to you. We're going to be out and about, seeing the world for your eyes, okay, and telling you about what's going on as this lockdown slightly changes and we can do a little bit more. As I say, we can't wait. At Alex Grundon, at Siddy Holloway, Chris Nix as well, and at LT Museum on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe and comment below. And I promise, before a blink of an eye, we'll be back with series 2. It's going to be fantastic. Have yourself a great day and stay safe.